Okay, let's see how this is going. Okay. So guys, let me know if there's any problems on video, audio, any issues. I'm trying to use my new computer, so try to figure this out, how this is working. Almost done with the new setup. What up, Andrew? Thanks for coming. What up, that boy? What up, the one? Oh, so Nubo stream is tomorrow. So that will be in tomorrow, but today's just me, and it's gonna be a shorter stream. I've been working out a lot lately, but appreciate all you guys joining. Let me do this before we get started. Letterbox. Yeah, that's fine. Boom. Okay. So, Submarket, Jacob, what up, bro? Thanks for joining me. OTAs are coming. Before OTAs, let me start with something not related to the Ravens, and I don't know how many of you follow basketball. But what I was watching the draft yesterday, or the lottery, dude. Lakers. When I saw the Lakers were moving up to the fourth or top four, I was like, here we go again. The NBA rigging the damn pick so Zion can be. So I was happy Zion's not going to the Lakers. I was happy that Zion's not going to the Knicks. I actually thought Zion wasn't the best fit for the Wizards, but I wanted the Wizards to be at the top 3, top 4. We're ninth. We'll see who we can pick with that. I think it's gonna be interesting who's gonna get Anthony Davis. The NBA gave them a gift to the Lakers to be more competitive to the trading. So anyway, that was a side note for those of you that follow basketball. I'm a Wizards fan. I'll be throwing a video about the draft soon. Baseball, I've been missing throwing videos about baseball. It's just sad. Not surprising, but the Orioles right where they are right now, getting swept probably today by the Yankees. It's frustrating, but we knew as Orioles fans this was gonna happen. So anyway, so we have the Ravens going on. Let me see here. Let's get it. What up, bro? David says, haven't joined y'all lately, mainly because I didn't want Endgame to be spoiled. Man, bro, I would never spoil anything like that. Though I watched it the second day because I was afraid people were gonna spoil it for me, but. So good, man. Hopefully you have fun watching the game. Not the game, the movie, and it was awesome. But I appreciate that, Marcus. Yeah, I mean, if you guys like the content, please give it a like. Trying to grow the channel, hitting almost 350. Once we hit 350, we are gonna give that giveaway. Yes, we got the 9th pick. Let's get it. Not super thrilled with that. Jacob, that's man, don't get me started because I'm not a big conspiracy guy, and I was like, I was not expecting the Wizards to be top 4, right? But I mean, there's a chance. The Lakers had a 2% chance, and they jump all the way. But on the other hand, the Grizzlies did, right? And the Grizzlies are what? They're not a big market. The NBA is not gonna do anything for the Grizzlies. So, and then Andrew says, my Jazz need Anthony Davis so they can beat the Rockets. Hey, Anthony Davis and the Jazz will look really good. The problem, Andrew, is it will be hard for you or for anybody to trade for Anthony Davis without an extension. Looks like he only wants to extend if he's in the Lakers or if he's in New York. Looks like he wants to that big market team. So I want Durant to play for his home team. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Let's get it. I would love for that to happen. If he didn't come before, he ain't coming. The rumor is he's going to the Knicks, and I think that's true with Kyrie, and they're not gonna win at all. That dope Raven. I hope the Ravens don't bring back McPhee. Yes, we're gonna start talking about that. Like they're saying, I'd rather see the younger guys get a chance. And David says, it's all about LeBron in that league. Although KD is much better, don't at me. I agree with you that KD is much better, especially at this point. Okay, so let's talk about Ravens. So, glaring holes, or needs. What is the biggest need in this Ravens? We're going to OTAs. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. And then today, people start talking about McPhee. Not people, but reporters. I was like, why do we need McPhee? Well, I was trying to think, where's this need of McPhee? Then I started to think, well, what are the needs that the Ravens have? And let's put this caveat: I love McPhee when he played here. So, pass rusher, is it a need? Yes. And why is it a need? Well, it's a need because there's a lot of unproven guys. Doesn't mean that we don't have the replacement or the fill up the need in house, but there's a need because our guys are not proven. Now, would I want McPhee? No. McPhee, right now, at best, he's Tim Williams. So why would I want McPhee? McPhee gets injured. He's a pass rusher specialist, which is what Tim Williams is. The guy that I'm looking forward to watch this year is not even Ferguson. As I was telling some people, I think Verlander BS and a couple others about Ferguson. Yeah, ceiling is super high, but I'm not expecting a rookie to come and contribute right away. There's time to develop. He needs to develop other moves. He needs to also learn how to pull back in coverage, work on the zone side, which is what Bowser excels. So if Bowser pass rushing is about the same, and then Bowser got limited reps, which for me was disappointing. But think about, he's going to his third year. That's when we saw Z be more productive. That's when we saw Per McPhee be more productive. That's when we saw Kruger, when Kruger was here, be more productive. And in year 4, they really killed it. So think about if we see that step up by Bowser. Bowser's athletic enough that he can be a legit outside linebacker. I'm not sure about Tim Williams. I think Tim Williams is a pass rush specialist. Nothing wrong with that. He's really good. But Bowser has a next level to his game. He can actually pull out in coverage, right? He has the speed to keep up with a running back in the flat. So I'm expecting big things from Bowser. But do we have a glaring need? Sure, because Bowser hasn't proven it. Ferguson hasn't proven it. Tim Williams, you see flash, if it really hasn't proven it. The only guy that has proven it has been Judon. But McPhee's not a solution. No, McPhee, I mean, again, the problem is we fell in love with the name because he plays so good for us, and I love McPhee. And that's the guy that I compared Za'Darius throughout the whole year last year. I said, like, Za'Darius reminds me so much about Pearl McPhee. But, yeah, McPhee's not the solution right now. So let me see some comments here, and then we'll keep talking about more glaring need. Let me see. I'd rather see Upshaw before McPhee. That's Marcus. Well, Upshaw will help you in the passing game. And at this point in the career, neither of them I want, by the way. Before those two, I'll take the young guys. But I think I agree with you. Upshaw over McPhee. How many receivers you think will the Ravens keep in the roster? That's from Let's Get It. And who? So let me see that right now. We have Snead, Hollywood, and Boykins. For me, those are the only 3 locks. I think Seth and Moore make the team. That's 5. I think 7 total. And then you're battling between Lastly, Jaleel Scott, Wesley, Horn. I think is a stretch to make this team. I know people are, Harbaugh made a comment, people are freaking out. I think 7, and 2 of those will have to play special teams for sure. Lastly, if he has more reliable hands, I think Lastly makes it. If Scott can be at least decent in the red zone and can be a player on the special team, I think he'll make it. You know I'm not a fan. And I think even with 7, they're going to keep a couple on the special team side. Okay, so Dope Boy says no. Oh, no one can replace Suggs, but we got vets that will make the transition smoother. That's what I'm thinking. You got 2 guys that you invest, and they're in a 3rd year. This is their time. You drafted them, right? And yes, we're used to see. And I've been hard on Bowser. He, for me, has been a disappointment because I thought more of him. You drafted these guys in the 3rd round, hoping they make the transition, hoping they make the jump. 2 years in the Sox, learning, being groomed. It's their time to step up, especially Bowser, which I think is more of a complete player. So Davis says, I think 5 or 6 receiver. If Lamar hasn't improved enough to commit to the pass more often, that will make way for more RBs. I think RBs you gotta have 4 and no fullback this year. Inside linebacker, I think it's a bigger need. Yes, and I'm going there next. Let me finish with these messages. Marcus, I don't know why you got restricted message twice. I don't restrict any messages, so I'm not sure. That's probably YouTube. Not really afraid of the defensive side for us. The biggest question is on the offensive side. We had awesome depth on the defense last year. I agree with you, David. Andrew says, I will be down for McPhee on a 1-year cheap deal and be used as a situational pass rusher. Only that way Ravens will see what they have in Bowser and Williams. Bowser was a second round. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Timmy a third and Bowser a second. Also think that Costa is just doing his homework. I agree with you, Andrew. He is doing his homework. My thing is, more as a fan, I saw the fans being like, oh yeah, bring McPhee. McPhee, it's not like there's a bunch of teams lining up for McPhee, and there's probably veterans that are going to be better than McPhee that is going to get cut. At this point, I want to see the guys that we have in-house giving them a chance. I think this is a good year for Bowser, and Judon should be killing it because he wants to get paid this year. In that way, Ferguson, you transition him, right? You don't want to put... I don't think Ferguson is a day one starter. He's going to be a contributor, but not a day one starter. The problem that I have with Ferguson is, can he play special? He needs to play special teams. Because it's going to... Good thing for him is the depth. He's part of the depth, right? I think right now he's the outside. In my opinion, he's the outside linebacker 3/4 with Timmy Williams, more 3 than 4. So let's go with the other need. I forgot somebody mentioned. Oh, that dope boy, inside linebacker. Reason why I wanted Zach Brown, and I get a lot of flack for this. We have Kenny Young, we have Peanut. Yeah, so it's the same thing that I talk about outside rushers. It's the same thing that I have with middle linebackers. Do we have the guys? Sure. We have 2 guys that I think are really, really good. It can be really good starters. Do we have a need? Yes. Have they proven it for a whole year they can be consistently good? No. Peanut last year at the beginning, he wasn't good. Or not. It was decent, not good. Later on, he picked it up and had a phenomenal year, in my opinion. My guy, Kenny Young, a guy that I love, had a really good at the beginning of the year, even pushed Peanut out of the starting role, and then he tailored down. Problem with them both, they're smaller frame guys, which is good in the that they can keep up with running backs, with tight ends. Can their body handle that pounding of the AFC North? Right, the running backs are bigger. They run hard. Mixon, James Crowder, you have Shupp or Hunt. The running backs that can run really hard. Can they keep up with that? Not with them cashing them, but just the season, the grind. I think it's hard. This is why I wanted Brown or a thumper. It's essentially you need a third guy that is more of a thumper. And less of a finesse guy. I'm not saying that Kenny Young and Peanut cannot thump anybody. I'm just saying smaller frame. I have my concerns. Can they last being productive for the whole year? Didn't see it from Kenny Young last year. Really didn't see it for the whole year for Peanut. He had a better year, but didn't see it for them. I think they're waiting on the sidelines. I know they brought 2, or they brought 1 undrafted rookie. And they have Board from last year. But Board essentially was a special teamer. That's why I see this rookie being this year. We need to find this. I think they're going to be very active from the people that get cut. I was surprised that they didn't make a play on Zach Brown. But I think from the players that are going to get cut, they might be waiting for the middle linebacker from the Jets. Although the Jets are a disaster. Talk about a team in... GM goes signs a bunch of players to a bunch of money. He does the draft, and then they fire him. And I thought they had a decent draft. I didn't get why they just didn't fire him beforehand. Apparently, Gase is mad that they spent so much money on Mosley and Bell. Anyway, that's my problem with the middle linebacker. So let me see here some comments. I think Judah will have double-digit sacks. I think so. Again, he has 10 or 11. He's gonna get paid very. And you know who I. This is gonna be a little painful for me to say, but if Bowser steps up and you see flashes for Ferguson, I think Judon will not be here next year, and I think he's gonna be in Oakland. That's my prediction. Too early prediction, right? Way too early prediction. He said David says, I wouldn't put a fullback in this year either, unless this year they expand the roster. Not likely, but the Giants pick a third round QB in the first. Stranger things have happened in the NFL. Bowser is going to set it off. I'm thinking he was used in special teams and always show up. Yeah, and Bowser, even in pass rusher, you can see flashes from Bowser. Wasn't consistent. This is his year, and he knows everything is set up for him to take the starter role. Doesn't matter that they draft Ferguson. Everything is set up for him to take the starting role. Hopefully they give Bowser more playing time. I feel he can break out with more playing time. Well, again, let's get it. He said it. Everything is set up for him to have the time, the reps in practice. It's up to him to perform to show the coach that he should be on the field. Okay, so Andrew says that Iman Marshall pick over DeAndre Walker. It's not looking good right now. Walker could have provided another young. Yeah, so I said that, I think, on a video on this channel and with Nubo, we were breaking down the pass. Iman Shumpert was my lowest grade for any pick, and I did say Walker in that position. You can go check out the video of the regrading the draft. I think I started replacing picks or somebody that I will pick different from what the Ravens pick, Justin Hill, and then from there on, right? But and go check it out. It's not that I don't like Justin Hill. I just think at that position there was other players that I would have picked, and I think Justin Hill would have been still there on the following pick. Okay, so David says, let's get it. Definitely pending injury. Yeah, but Bowser's not getting. I don't know. I don't think Bowser is. I think Tim Willing is injured more than Bowser. So Marcus says, Sonny, how do you feel about Jake Ryan? He's still available. There's something about all these players currently that they either don't like. I'm going to go with they don't like because they know what they have at board. And I don't think they're going to be banging on the undrafted middle linebacker from Texas A&M. His name is escaping me right now. Otaka? His name is escaping me right now. I just don't think so. So it has to be something in the free agents market that they currently don't like, and they're expecting somebody else. I understand that they like their guys. We need a guy that is more middle linebacker, bigger guy. You need depth. We currently don't have depth in the middle linebacker position. Okay, so Andrew said Darren Lee off the Jets got traded to the Chiefs for there we go. That I thought that was a possibility. So yeah, that's a good pickup for the Chiefs. A 6th round pick. That's, CJ getting GM's fire ready. Well, the rumor was CJ and Bell that Gase thought it was too much money. That he liked the players, but that was, which I agree, too much money for both of them. Manti Te'o is available too. So Manti Te'o is a guy that I like. Again, a thumper is a bigger guy. That's the guy that I wouldn't have a problem if they brought. Donovan, what up, man? Shout out to you for coming. What's up, Sonny? How are we looking on the offensive line? Yes, or I'm gonna talk about the offensive line too. Okay, so I said middle linebacker, outside rusher. Those are the only two positions on defense that we have a weakness, but the replacement is in house. Bigger problem in the middle linebacker, not because of the starting two, but But if any of those guys get a tweak or gets injured, you have really no good replacement for neither of them. Your depth is right now, like last year, mostly went down for a little bit. You have Peanut and Kenny Young. Peanut went down, you had Kenny Young. Kenny Young went down, you have Peanut. You have a trio. This year you don't have that. You have Kenny Young and Peanut. After that is a big drop down. On the outside, you still have depth. It's just, I think it's a need because they have improved it. But I think they, right now, I wouldn't add anybody right now on the outside rushers. But on the middle linebackers, I would. Secondary, we're good. Safety, we were good. We had depth. On the nose tackle position / D tackle, we are more than good. We drafted Matt. Willis is going to be there. One of them, I think, is going to be in the IR. The other one will be part of the team. You have Willie Henry coming back. You have Wormley coming back. You have Zyler. I think D linemen, we're solid, right? So before we go to the offensive side, let me see what the comments are saying. Ryan signed with the Jags. Damn, I'm missing all these news. So David says, after the rookie training and the things coming out about Boykin, which rookie receiver do you think it will have a biggest impact this year? Boykins, for sure. And I'll explain that very soon, David. Thanks for that question. Will Compton, inside linebacker, still available? Again, Andrew, I just think for some reason none of these guys they like. Either they know, but that somebody might get. It might have been Lee that they were waiting to see if he got cut. In my opinion, they're waiting for somebody. Who is this somebody? I'm not sure, but they're waiting for somebody. But they need to add somebody in the middle linebacker position. Yeah, Jared, what up, bro? Thanks for joining the live. Yes, Marcus, I agree. Thanks for the update, Andrew. Andrew kept us honest during the draft. I appreciate that. Tail will be a good depth. I agree with you that dope boy. Yeah, Alaka. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, Andrew. I don't think Alaka or Board is a middle linebacker that you can rely on them. Neither of them. Same. None of these guys, you might like them and they might make the team. They're not gonna be good enough for being your third stringer. And if they are, they shouldn't be. They might be a year away, but they shouldn't be. Let me see here. Compton is the only decent one. I mean, gotcha. David says TN and AT are going to need a nickname. This year, they are going to be dangerous duo in the secondary. Somebody said this. This is not credit to me, but our secondary should be the no flock zone. I kind of dig that name. I forgot. Shout out to whoever it was in this live stream that said it. So I like that name for our secondary. Flock zone. I'll dig it. Okay, so let's go to the offensive side. Another need. I think the need was not glaring hole. Okay, so whatever the word you want to say is receiver. And you're going to say, Sonny, look, we have a plethora now. You're right. The receiver for me is the same that I put my outside rushers. We have a lot of guys that haven't proven anything. Snead is proven. Last year he was good. Lamar liked him. But if you go after Snead, other than Snead, Hollywood, even though we all like Hollywood, not proven. Boykins, I like Boykins. He ain't proven. Last year he was inactive for the whole year. Jaleel Scott, I was disappointed for him in training camp. I had no expectations for Jaleel Scott. Seth Robinson, proven, not really. Chris Moore, not really proven going to his 4th year, right? And obviously the rest are undrafted rookies. Sorry. So, need, yes. Do we have it in-house? Sure. I don't think we're going to go out there and find any other receivers or look for any receivers. Now, going with a question that's that dope boy, I think, or I don't know. I forgot who already asked him. Who's going to have the better receiving year? I think it's going to be Boykins because Boykins might put the touchdown numbers. I love how Boykin catches the ball, guys. I love it. Hands are so great. Versus Hollywood, I feel like he lets the ball come in too much. Also, this is not a knock on Hollywood more than actually a little knock on Lamar. I haven't seen consistent accuracy from Lamar. So, Hollywood needs somebody that is consistent. It has a good accuracy consistently. Um, that's not gonna be. That's not saying that he's gonna suck. That Hollywood's not gonna have an impact. Yes, and he's gonna stretch the field, and you have to respect that. And I need from Boykins to play faster, to play closer to that time in the 40. Because every time I look at him in the tape, I don't see him playing fast. He is really good, but the speed, I don't see it. But dude, Boykin can adjust in the red zone. I'm comfortable with Lamar throwing it to Boykins. And again, those hands are so strong. Look, if you go see highlights, if you don't want to see video and you want to see highlights, that's fine. Look at his highlights. Balls go here. I don't see those balls going to the chest. Go see highlights if you want about Hollywood. Hollywood does tend to bring that ball to the chest. So I think Boykins will have a better year. I'm super excited for Boykins. He reminds me of Anquan. Anquan has so very strong hands, and he used to catch the ball, squeeze it, and then tucked it in. That's what I'm expecting from Boykin. So again, Hollywood's a very key, very important because he's your stretcher. He's the guy that's gonna keep that safety over the top. Because right now, if you don't see a safety over the top, and the Ravens, Lamar's there, and you see everything in the box, you tell Marquise, just go. I'm just gonna throw it out there. You're gonna try to catch it. Just go. That's what I'm expecting with Hollywood. Or run a double move, right? Max protection. Only route you need is Hollywood. Double move. Stop and go. Stop like you're coming back for the ball and then go. And Lamar just air it out. I'm excited for Hollywood. Just I think that's a bigger need. Okay, so let me keep going with the questions. I agree. Center, yeah. So we're gonna talk about the O line because I think that's another need. Again, wide receiver need, but we have the guys in house. They're just not proven. Roll off the tongue like the name. Skura, I'm not sure of. If you follow me, I'm not a big of Skura. I still think the center Sullivan, formerly of the Rams, will be a good depth signing. You're not wrong. We'll talk about that soon. He's definitely better than Skura. Who do you think will be the starting running back? I think Ingram. I think Edwards should be, and they might just say that it's Edward and Ingram, right? I think how they're running the starting lineups nowadays. You put two running backs as your starting lineup. So I think Gus and Ingram. Let me see here. Ingram is to start the season, but I think he'll end the season Ingram to start the season, but I think he'll end the season as the starter. I think you're saying the same thing twice, that dope boy. Everyone else will have to fight for the job. Yes. It's going to be fun in camp for the receiving side. I'm excited. I'm hoping I can get one of those lottery, I can make it to one of those open practice. I've been lucky. Since they started that, 2 out of 3. So hopefully. Okay, so Marcus says, who do you think will be our June 1st cut? Well, if you're talking about post June 1st because of cap saving, no one. I think because at this point, Marcus, this is something they started last year. You can cut somebody today and say this guy is just a post June 1st cut, but you can cut him today. They did that to help the players get earlier and find a job. So you have to wait after June 1st, but not anymore. Malik, what up, bro? Shout out to you for coming to the live stream. Skura and Boseman need more competition in center. I don't disagree with that. David said, I love the way the Costa's making it seem like none is safe. And the starting position, no shade on Newsom, but he was possibly too loyal. I can't agree with that. Justice Hill ends on this. Oh, Justice Hill. Okay. I will disagree with that, but we'll talk about that. CBS Sports is predicting we will cut B. Williams June 1st. No. Okay. in my last video, I put Brandon Williams as a very underappreciated player. Brandon Williams, the only way he gets cut, because you really don't need the savings this year, is if Mac Turson or Willis, just kills it in camp way more than Williams. You don't know how a rookie, even if they're killing it in camp, is gonna go during the season. The season is longer for a rookie. Do you think Brandon Williams, this is his last year? But Brandon Williams is a great player. Great player coming out of a Pro Bowl year. Great player. I think for some reason, I don't know why people. Well, no, I know why. He's very handsomely paid, so he's paid a lot of money, and people don't see the production because you don't see it from the interior of the lineman. But if you see those middle linebackers having really good numbers, thank your front guys. People like Pierce is not getting paid as much. If you keep Pierce, let's say similar contract to Brandon, 2 years, you're gonna hear people complaining about Pierce. I don't think Brandon is leaving. I think Brandon will stay. I think they actually need another big guy like Brandon's and Pierce to be in the backup side. That's why either Mac or Willis will make this team, in my opinion. So, O-line. Yeah, because I saw a couple questions about O-line. But O-line is not a need per se. Left tackle, you're solid. Right tackle, you're solid. In theory, you have a backup. Hurst. I know, Hurst. I want to see what Senat does this year. I thought he played good in the preseason last year. Illuminor, I'm disappointed with Illuminor, so I think he can go. And then if you think about guards, Powers, I think he's going to be the starter day one. And you have Alex Lewis, which could potentially be a tackle or guard as your backup, which is fine. Problem with him is he cannot stay healthy. In theory, if he's a backup, he doesn't need to touch the field. But if he plays, hopefully he can stay healthy for a couple of games while the guy, whoever it is recovering. Then you have Marshall Yanda. We don't even have to mention centers where we are. I'm not a fan of Skura, and I think Harbaugh is. I'm hoping they give Bozeman a chance, because I think Bozeman can take that job. But I think Skura will be the center, because I think Harbaugh likes Skura. And it's going to be close to a year, and I keep saying that I don't like Skura. Now, he's serviceable. There's worse center in the league than him. But he's definitely the weakest link. I think Powers, although Powers has his deficiency, and if you go back to when I was predicting Maneuver or breaking, I actually broke down Powers, and I had him as in my mock draft as Ravens taking him in the 3rd round. So a 4th round pick for Powers, actually a really good value pick. But he has some issues, especially in the running game, to be honest. But I think it's cultural, and I think he's going to be really, really good. So O-line, I don't think it's a need. I actually don't expect them to bring anybody else unless you see injuries. But obviously, injuries change all these scenarios, right? Every single point, every single one. Tight end was solid. Hurst, Andrews, and Boyle. We need a 4th guy. One of those undrafted. There was an undrafted guy from Delaware. I can see him being the 4th guy. Yeah. Or if there's a veteran gets cut, yeah, especially if you're not gonna carry a fullback. Running back, we're good. Ingram, proven good. I know I wasn't in favor of the signing, and I still think it wasn't a necessary signing, but I'm happy with the guy. Gus, fine. Hill, change of pace. Different from the other two. I actually think Gus Edwards and Ingram are very similar, which is why I didn't want Ingram. Ingram can catch from the backfield. He can catch the screen pass. I haven't seen Gus doing that. Hill is dynamic. I don't think he's going to be a starter. I think he's going to be a committee, which is fine. You don't need a every down back. And this year, in today's NFL, there's how many teams have a every down back? The Rams don't anymore, and I don't see that moving forward. But Saquon is, Ezekiel is, Kareem Hunt was, but not. I don't think it's gonna be anymore. And that's, you guys can correct me if I'm forgetting anybody, but those two essentially are the only that I can remember. like every down. Gordon, that's another guy, Gordon from the Chargers, but he gets injured a lot. And I think they probably gonna keep Dixon, but as soon as they see he tweaking something, he out of the team. They're not gonna pull his shenanigans. No. Let me see any other positions. So wide receiver we discussed, tight end, O lineman. I don't think we're gonna bring a fullback. Let's talk about quarterbacks. I think the Ravens are gonna go exactly with what they did last year. 3 quarterbacks. And they're gonna pull exactly what they did last year. RG3 is your QB2. On game day, he's inactive unless Lamar is dealing with an injury. Because RG3 is not gonna touch the field unless Lamar gets injured. But McSorley is. McSorley, they're gonna just try him everywhere. Receiver, not running back, but on a comeback, as a quarterback. They're just gonna move him everywhere. And RG3, if Lamar gets injured, then you see RG3 the next game being active, and McSorley being the backup. So essentially, your QB3, which was what Lamar was one before Flacco really got injured. Lamar was your QB3. RG3 was your QB2. If Flacco would have got injured early in the season, RG3 would have been the starter. I think with Lamar, what happened later? I'm doggy sitting. Sorry. What Lamar happened was at that point, I think the Ravens front office said, "Well, let's try the rookie. We're tailoring down as we're gonna be out. RG3 is not gonna provide a spark. Let's try this guy. Let's see if we can surprise the league," and they did. So that's what I'm expecting with a quarterback. Okay. So Luis Pestana. I'm assuming it's Pestaña, Luis. Shout out to you. Thanks for joining the draft. By the way, guys, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you haven't, click the like. And subscriptions really don't mean that much. Hit the bell. That's subscribe and hit the bell. So every time we do a live stream, you can see it. If I push a video, you can see it. And I appreciate everybody joining. So Luis says, who would you start at the 3 wide receiver spot? If you're talking about a slot, Willie Snead. Like that's usually your prototypical 3. If you asking me in your depth chart who's your number 3, I think Boykins. I think Boykin is big dude with good hands, decent speed, needs to learn how to route run. But he can be a position receiver for now. And if he can route run, and he can learn how to route run, and then he can play a little bit faster meaning as he runs faster, dude can be dangerous. Now, route running is what he needs to work on. Hopefully, he has been working on. Thanks for the question, Luis. Andrew says, I know it's just a report, but B. Will has too much of a dead cap hit. But this year, too much cap hit this year. And next offseason, anyway. Brian McFarland, the cap guy, of Russell Report, explained why on his spreadsheet. Yeah, so before June 1st, it will cost you more. Post June 1st, it's still going to be a big chunk, but you can spread out between this year and next year. I just think the Ravens have aspirations to contend, and Brandon Williams helps you contend. 2 years ago, last year he played all every year. Sorry for the little bells. My sister's dog is here. 2 years ago, he missed a couple of games. Our offense were running all over us, and mostly was there. Those D tackles and nose tackles are very underappreciated because their job really is suck up those blocks. Don't allow that guard, that pulling guard, that center to get to the next level to the linebacker. If the linebacker can get there in the running game, that means those 3 or 4, however many you have in the D lineman, are sucking the blocks. That's their job. It's not flashy, but that's their job. Thank you for that, Andrew. That dope boy said, I think this will be Jimmy Smith last year, regardless of how he plays. I agree. He's a free agent. I think also they want to see what they have from Everett. I don't think Iman Marshall will be ready anytime soon, but Everett, He played decent last year as a rookie, and they might just get another guy next year. And he's a free agent too. So David says Snead, Slot, Boykins at the 2, and Brown on the 1. Yes, yeah, that's what I was saying. So your position 3 in theory is the slots. That's why I said Snead. But if you say who's the better receiver, right now I will say Snead. Because again, Hollywood looks to be better, but I haven't seen it on the field. And then I will say Hollywood because nobody in this team after Snead has proven me nothing. So then I'm just going to go by potential, which is Hollywood and Boykins 2 and 3. So David also says, but for all we know, it could be Jalen Smith. No, Jalen Smith has a lot of issues. I think Jalen Smith will be a practice squad guy. Let's get his Snead, Slot, Boykins 1, and Seth Robbins 2 until Hollywood said that he's going to be ready to break camp. Not OTAs, but training camp. So we'll see. Forgot about Roberts. I think Roberts would be like a 4th or 5th competing with Moore. Elliott is. I don't know what that means, Andrew. I probably missed something above. Lamar is an every down back. Lamar is a quarterback that can run really, really good and keeps defense honest. Now, if Lamar can be 20, I keep saying this 25% better in the passing game than last year, dude, it's going to be deadly. If he can be even more than 25, and Roman can get creative with this offense is going to be top 8. Because what do you do? If he is more than 25%, so meaning last year there was receiver open, but he was throwing to the feet, throwing behind. If he can hit those open receivers on the chest, not to the feet, not behind. So he's going to advance 8, 7, 10, 12. Big yardage. Because actually the deep ball for him looked better than the intermediate throws. Okay, so now the defense are going to start pushing back. Okay, so we're going to run it through your throat. Oh, the defense is going to start collapsing. Okay, so I'm going to go back to throw it. So if Lamar can throw better, meaning more accurate, this offense is going to be special. You see the jet sweep. Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. We have a lot of guys that can do jet sweeps. So I'm expecting read option with a jet sweep in the back. And let's see who you pick, and hopefully Lamar reads it right. The more I hear and see of McSorley, the more I like it. I think they're just gonna use him all over the field. I think he's an enigma. We'll see. Or more number 2 until Hollywood comes back. Again, I think Hollywood. The report is he's gonna be ready for camp. Moore might not even be on the roster. If he does show up this year, he hasn't proven. Yeah, so David, to your point, if Moore and let's say a guy like Jaleel Scott are tied, like coaches evaluate them, and I'm not a Scott guy, by the way, but let's say for the sake of the argument, they're both rated the same at the A and F before when we do in the 53-man. Who do you keep? Well, Moore's going to be a free agent. Scott, you can still have him for 3 more years. I think you get with Scott. Moore has to play good in camp. That's the one thing. Like I said, Moore can play special team. So can Seth. Scott, I'm not sure because obviously he didn't play last year. So David says that might be why we signed Roberts. Yeah. True, he did some pretty things on special teams. Yeah, Moore thrives on special team. Corey Wren. Sup, man? Shout out to you. Thanks for joining the live stream. I appreciate, man. David says, oh, he's welcoming Core. Let's get it. Avery was solid. Yes, that's my point. Avery was solid first year. He was more than solid as a rookie. Getting Jimmy Smith allows him to grow a little bit more. 1 more year of growth next year. Again, for me, it's a big deal going through that 3rd year, especially non-first round picks, even first round, but non-first round picks, 3rd, 4th, 5th, maybe 2nd. That 3rd year, now you have 2 years under the wing of whoever was there. It's your time to shine. And yes, Smith is not coming back. I think they're bringing Carr probably, unless he had a horrible year this year. Because Carr's contract is not bad, and dude doesn't get injured. So for depth purposes, he's awesome. That dope boy says it's still weird seeing Flacco. I agree. And the Bronco uniform. Just watch his press conference today. Yeah, it is weird, and I root for the guy, but it is weird. Andrew says Zeke Elliott is a feature back, every down back. Yeah, so I said Zeke and Saquon. Gordon maybe, but he's too injured. And Gurley used to be, but he's not gonna be that anymore. Next guy says they said they'll use Trace on offense and defense. The whole Trey on defense was because a scout asked him. This is pre-draft too, so he can see if he can play on the defensive side. There's no need in this team to have Trey McSorley on defense. None. We have no glaring holes that you can say, oh, that dude can play there. Safety, no, because if Earl Thomas, in an emergency situation, but in a normal situation, Earl Thomas, Jefferson, Tony, if those two happen to go out, well, you have Clark and you have Elliott, not McSorley. Corners, those are the only two positions he can play, right? So corner, you had Jimmy Smith, you have Brandon Carr, you had Humphries, Marvin, and after that you have Avery, Kennedy, right? You're 5 deep, and you still hit Emil Marshall that for everything that I don't like is gonna be better than McSorley. And I'm probably forgetting about and then you still have I can't believe that Levine playing. He could potentially play the secondary. Tavon Young on the slot. Yeah, no, he ain't playing defense out. Something I forgot to mention was a guy that I probably think we will see him play more, and they will be in the middle linebacker situation. Will be Levine, especially if we don't bring anybody. So yeah, let's get it. I don't see him playing at all on defense. On offense, who knows? He's gonna be all over the place and on special teams. Andrew says, I would rather have Moore and Weasley for the last 2 wide receiver spots than Scott and Lastly. So, in my opinion, Weasley has a good shot. Weasley has the same shot that Scott and Lastly. They're all on the control for a long time. My point is, if Moore is rated the same as those 3, the problem that Moore has is the team is going to look at him and say, well, we're going to lose you next year. We're probably not going to sign you unless you have an incredible year, which probably that's not going to happen. So we're probably going to lose you this year. So if one of those 3 can fill his special team role and on the receiving side can be equal, I think they have the leg up over Moore. It's just me. So let me see here. David says, I'm not sure if defense will be good idea for Trace. Yes, I think it's ridiculous to just propose that. So let's get it. Says Lastly and Weasley. Lastly is a dynamic receiver. The problem with Lastly is he can't consistently catch the ball. Frustrating the hell out of me. If he comes into camp and somehow he work on his hands, he's gonna be good. He is gonna be good. So, Joe Horn Jr., is he good? Joe Horn had a couple of good plays on a rookie camp that is a non-contact camp. It really doesn't tell you anything. On college, he wasn't productive. He will have a chance. He will have a shot. He might make it in the special teams. I think Ravens are really big on lineage, and he has the bloodline of a receiver. So that's probably what they like about him. But I don't expect anything for Horn, to be honest. Yeah, so he might have played defense in high school. Let's get it. My point is, he hasn't played in the collegiate level. And even if he play in Penn State some defense, our defense is so good, especially the positions that he will play. Again, in an emergency situation, then you start looking your sheet. You play safety in middle school. All our safeties are down. Go. But on a normal situation, you have backups for your safety. Plus Levine, that's your fifth safety. So, see that dope boy says if he's like his father, that will be a steal for us. If he is like his father, I agree with you. I think he has. Can he be good? Sure. I mean, he needs development. He needs development. But again, you had three guys, in my opinion, they're a lock. Maybe Seth Roberts is your fourth. After that, it's a free for all, and I think you gotta have 7 receivers. What undrafted player do you see making an impact this year? That's a good question. I think if Weasley can make it, that's the one thing I like about Weasley is his height. So we really don't have a lot of height other than Boykins, so Weasley can provide that on the red zone. Willis, probably. I know that's the guy that everybody will go to, Willis. The thing with Willis is he will have to beat Mac. And I don't know why people dismiss Mac so much. What I've seen from both, I think Mac has a little bit leg up over Willis. I think one of them is gonna get injured, not a severe injury, and they're gonna say like, we like both of them. IR this guy, the other guy, we're gonna roll with it. So potentially Gerald Willis. Weasley's another guy that I can see. I like the tight end from Delaware. It's another dude that I like. I think like every special teamer, it's hard for, like Gus Edwards was a surprise last year, but reality, I wasn't expecting anybody from last year to make an impact. That's where I am this year right now. Are they gonna a couple making the team? Yes, they're definitely gonna make the team. Has anybody? Okay, wait. Has anyone heard anything about Hurst this offseason? I'm assuming you're talking about Hurst, the tight end. Hopefully, or if it is the lineman, no. If it is the tight end, I did see some reports. I think he has been working out, trying to be healthy. I like Hurst. I didn't want us to draft Hurst 2 years ago. I wasn't a fan of that pick, but seeing him and the limited times that I saw him and Andrew are very different tight ends. When Hurst grabs the ball, he actually explodes. Like, he has a second gear. I like that a lot. And he's tough. Andrew is tough, but he doesn't have that second gear. But what Andrew does is he's more like a bigger body guy, so he can box out those receivers. Love both of them. I think if he's healthy, he's a really good complementary to Andrews. Andrews is the better tight end in my opinion, but Hurst is not that far behind if he's healthy. Again, I'm not sure which Hurst. The lineman, I have heard nothing about him. I think he expects him to be backup this year. Let me see. Hurst just need to get stronger. Yeah, knocking on wood for him this year. Of Hurst. Yes, I'm hoping he's healthy. He should be. Our offense for the first time in, damn, I don't even know when. I can say we have playmakers across the board. We have non-proven playmakers, but playmakers nonetheless. Receiver, we have speed and playability between Boykins, between Seth Roberts. If you see, he has big play opportunities. Lastly's a big play opportunity. Boykins, a really good receiver, big play opportunity. Snead is not as big. I don't necessarily think Snead is a playmaker. For me, Snead is good old reliable, right? On tight ends, Hurst, I think he could be a playmaker. Andrews, definitely a playmaker, right? And McSorley, again, the enigma. So I don't remember last time we have. Oh, and then on the running back side, Ingram, home run hitter, playmaker. Gus, good old reliable, and Hill, hell of a dynamic player. Really, really changed the pace. Excellent. So I don't remember last time I could tell you so many playmakers we have. So I'm excited, definitely excited. So Turner, Turner can take that spot from sorry, dealing with a cold. Turner can definitely take a spot from Dixon. Again, Dixon is his last year. They don't want to deal with his crap. So Hurts more of a big body wide receiver. Yes, but I think he's serviceable in the blocking game. So, which we need. We definitely need. Tight end might be a bit of a need for us this year because if Andrew goes down, we don't have a ton of depth. So we have 3 good tight ends. I think we need a 4th. That 4th needs to be serviceable. Again, the kid from Delaware looks decent. I think they should give him a chance. That's another undrafted guy that could make the team. That's a good thing. Even if they haven't been proven themselves. No, I agree. This is not a bad thing. I'm just saying we have a lot of playmakers not proven, but years before we didn't even have proven. It's not like, oh, this year we have unproven playmakers before we have really proven playmakers. No. Last years we had non-proven playmakers. We just didn't have playmakers. We might have one. This year I can name, well, as you see, I can name you plural, multiple players that could be playmakers. And you don't need all of them to stick. You need a couple of them to just play, big plays for us. It's been a while since I had this many playmakers on offense. I agree. So this is a year I'm expecting big things from Lamar. And if not, then the following year, then he's unnoticed. That's what I see. And I'm a big Lamar fan, but that's definitely, you have to see a progression for him. Davis says, I can tell you that the last time we had that many playmakers on offense. Wait, I can't tell. Oh, I got you. That would be never. I agree. Yes, because I was trying to think. It's like, when was the last time that I can say we had 2 dynamic receivers at the same time? Never. I mean, we had the potential when we drafted Perriman and we had Steve Smith Sr. Last time we had 2 playmakers, I will say Bolding on the declining, and he was more like that good old reliable, and Torrey Smith. And we went to a Super Bowl and we won a Super Bowl. If the OC is creative, he has weapons. We have weapons around this team. I need him to be creative. I need him to be good. Okay, so I'm going to start wrapping up. So I'm going to take a couple questions. And then tomorrow at 9 p.m., me and Nubu are going to be in his channel. We're going to be breaking down the roster. I think, I don't know if he confirmed, but I think Coach Evans is going to be with us. So join us tomorrow. Okay, so let me see here as we're wrapping down. How do you feel about us signing the undrafted QB? Oh, I think it's good. You need arms. I like 4 QBs for Cam. Look, first game of preseason, Lamar might throw 5 passes. He ain't running, or at least I hope he doesn't run. 5 passes at most. That's it. And then if you think about RG3, is not gonna throw much more, and then that's the first game of preseason. Then you're gonna see McSorley and McClellan, I think he is, the dude's name from Baylor. Them 2 are gonna take a lot of the snaps. Then the second game, you're gonna see Lamar for a couple series, and then you're gonna see RG3 also taking a lot more. And then McSorley, and then McClellan might take a series or 2. And then third game, then Lamar takes a lot of the snaps, and RG3 takes a lot of the snaps, and maybe McSorley takes a little bit. I don't expect anything from McClellan. And if he makes it to the last, because they just want to keep... If he makes it to the last game, which is what I think is going to happen, because Lamar's not going to play, RG3 might play on a limited role, and then McSorley and him are going to have a big game, meaning they're going to have a lot of minutes. So that's why he's going to be a camp arm. Might make the... if they like him a lot, he will be a practice squad player. But probably he's not going to be even on the practice squad because he already had 3 QBs. So, do you expect TJ to break out this year, seeing as Thomas will play free and TJ will be able to be back to. Yeah, so let me start with, I think TJ played really good last year. I don't know the people that said that TJ didn't play as good. I thought he was really good. I went to 3 games this year. 2 of them I watched him from up in the stands. One, the playoff game, I actually got tickets to the lower level. Why I love watching games in the upper levels, you can see the play develop, you can see the play breaking down. TJ had the ability to react. Now when I'm saying when he was on cover 2 or maybe play more in the zone scheme. Once the QB made that pass, he exploded and he made that tackle. It was a vicious tackle. That's what you want from him. I have no problem with TJ. I think he's gonna be really, really good, if not great, this year. So McClellan, yes. We had Trace though. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think he's just gonna have some snaps. Again, my opinion for preseason, you need 4 arms because your arm 1, which is Lamar, he ain't gonna play much, and your arm 2 might play a little bit, especially if they're young. But as RG3, he's gonna get reps, just not that much. Will it give us a camp part? Yeah, that's what I think. No, he's not gonna be a trade piece. Teams will know you either gotta cut him or you're gonna put him in the practice squad. You ain't carrying 4 quarterbacks to your active roster, so you either cut him or you put him in the practice squad. If you cut him, well, anybody can pick him up. If you put him in the practice squad, how that works, you cut him, and when he clears waiver, you can put him in the practice squad. But at that point, anybody can grab him and put him in your active roster. Okay, so guys, couple things. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock, Joe Newell's channel. Please join us. Before you leave, please give it a like to this video. I'm trying to get to 1,000. Obviously, it's the ultimate goal, but for now, 350, so we can do another giveaway. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Share the channel with other Ravens fans that you know. That will be the best thing that you can do for me. And yeah, guys, please keep joining the live draft. Or not, I keep saying draft. The live streams. There's a lot of things that I'm working on right now. Behind enemy lines, I'm trying to do a couple behind enemy lines specials for the off season. Obviously, the off season is harder to bring more topics. That's why I've been doing more lives. I'm trying to think if live streams for behind enemy lines will work. So I'm probably gonna try to do some behind enemy lines with interdivision for a live and see how that works, to see if I keep moving with behind enemy lines live for during the season. Okay, so Ravens Nation, thank you for joining me. I appreciate all your support, and guys, I will see you next time. Peace out. Good night.